Hey guys, another video here from David H. That's me on helping you overcome social anxiety, building your social life, building your social skills, whatever that means for you. Okay, so I had a request from somebody to do a video about slow talk. It's a very cool technique I learned from Dr. Richards in his Overcoming Social Anxiety Step by Step program. I'm going to be making my own online course. And I'm probably going to incorporate slow talk, CBT, ACT, REBT, affirmations, all the stuff that I use and continue to use to manage social anxiety when it comes up and not let it hinder me. One thing I just want to quickly state is overcoming social anxiety to me means you get to a point where you can do what you want, even though it will still come up. You know how to manage it in the moment and act in spite of it. Lots of tools, lots of the cognitive stuff will help. And so this is one great cognitive tool to use called slow talk. And it simply is reading something aloud, some kind of handout, could be affirmations if you're doing them, or rational conditional statements, rational statements. You could do it in the mirror if you want to do a mirror affirmation type way of speaking slowly when you read something. So slow talk is basically, I have a handout from Dr. Richard's course. I'm going to read a little bit of it. It's called Accepting Myself as I Am Right Now. Probably one of my favorite handouts in the course. And so if I normally read, and say if I'm reading out loud to some people, I might read, or the way I would normally speak, healing begins when I accept myself. I'm starting the handout. I accept myself for who I am and what I am. I accept myself for who I am because acceptance is the golden pathway to healing. Okay, so that's not slow talk. That's just me kind of reading at a normal pace. Slow talk is when you feel that you are reading it slower than your normal pace, like I just did. It feels a little bit slower, but it actually won't sound a whole lot slower, but there'll be a little bit of a difference. So here's slow talk with the same first few lines. Healing begins when I accept myself. I accept myself for who I am and what I am. I accept myself for who I am because acceptance is the golden pathway to healing. I accept myself just the way I am today. So that's slow talk. You could use it with your own affirmations. You could say something like, even though sometimes I experience social anxiety, I know that I can overcome it, and I am doing things every day to support myself in managing and overcoming my social anxiety. A little affirmation, or that's more of a rational statement. And I did in slow talk. And then there's another thing I'll mention called determined slow talk, where you read it really slowly to try to get it into your brain. So the purpose of slow talk is to, I'm using my pen today to make points, air points. It's to get it into your ears, to have it come out your mouth, to be reading it on the page. I would also think that doing mirror slow talk by doing it in the mirror could be pretty cool too. Read a statement or look at it and then get it in your mind and then look in the mirror and do it. That's another variation I just came up with here. And I've actually done a little bit of that. But determined slow talk would be really slow to try to really get it in there. It would be like this. Healing begins when I accept myself. I accept myself for who I am and what I am. So it sounds really weird. You would never do that. Actually, if you were reading aloud at a presentation, slow talk is probably the way to go, especially for people with a fear of public speaking. You probably actually want to go for slow talk type things when you're speaking. It's probably a good way to do it. So that's the video on slow talk. You can, if you get the Dr. Richards program, I'll be using it in my program. Should be coming out the end of January. That's what I'm shooting for. And it'll be a lesson a week over a period of, I'm thinking 3 months, giving you homework, things to do, building on the cognitive, and then we'll bring in behavioral stuff later. We'll start looking at it, but we want to get a foundation where you can do stuff at home, where you feel safe, and and get a good cognitive base before you start doing behavioral stuff. And as always, you're going to have to do behavioral stuff. So using all the cognitive tools you can actually use while you're doing behavioral stuff. Like last night, I was out, and I think at one point I had a little bit of social anxiety. I used Be Set Free Fast, which is a tool I'll be talking about and doing exercises with in my program, to on the spot be free of excess emotion. It's a really cool thing. So, anyways, that is the video on slow talk. I hope it helped. You guys can try it out. If you just want to write your own rational statements or affirmations, give it a shot and let me know how it works for you. Until next video, take care. Bye.